Portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited, fueling growth for people.
Welcome back to the Bahamas Tonight Weekend. Leader of the Nation of Islam, Minister Louis Farrakhan, says he plans to sue a local daily after it published an article on Friday that he says twisted his words beyond belief. Minister Farrakhan, along with his attorney Code Smith, held a press conference yesterday to address the issue. They claim that the article headlined "Nygaard Faces Farrakhan's Wrath" made innuendos that were improper. Now we're told that Minister Farrakhan was addressing COB students and faculty on Bahamians and land ownership when he talked about his visit to Nygaard's Key. He said he visited a beautiful place where black people came by invitation. He called it a place where those of a lighter hue own and create a gated community, and one where blacks simply visit or come to work. He also said he was not looking for sport or play, saying he lived a simple life. Regarding women, he said he's there to share his empowerment message and nothing else. It was from this address where Minister Farrakhan says his words were twisted. He called this mischief.
Meet me, and talk to me, because I can defend anything I say to anybody, from the head of government all the way down to the common man in the street. I am not a liar, nor would I come to the Bahamas to disrespect a man who hosted me in his home. I know nothing about Mr. Nygaard except the good that I saw and the good that I felt and the good that I heard. Now, if you know something else, that's on you.
Now, we attempted to get a response from the Tribune, but our calls were not returned up to airtime. Meantime, Kai Nygaard, the son of the Canadian designer, defended Minister Farrakhan. He said during the visit, he and the spiritual leader talked about a number of pressing issues concerning the Bahamas, including sustainable agriculture.
He spoke mostly, and I'm glad the Tribune's here, because I was hoping maybe there would be an article about some of these issues that are so important to the Bahamas. I never saw one, but I would love to see one. How about agriculture? How about the fact that the Bahamas is importing over $700 million a year in food from the United States? Yet, we're not growing any food in the Bahamas. So that's a problem, because if those ships stop coming in, there's no food on this island. You go for a week without those ships coming in, you have huge problems here in the Bahamas. Over 99% of the land in the Bahamas that could be growing food is not growing food. And the food that we are bringing into the Bahamas isn't helping us anyway. We are dying in the Bahamas.
Kai says he's been working to create a bio-sustainable farm in the Bahamas, and he noted that he, along with his father and Minister Farrakhan, shared a common love for their fellow brothers. Concerned Inagua residents want the authorities to act quickly in addressing a problem that's affecting trade. According to operator of Coast FM, George Harris, boats that have been seized are taking up all the space, and this is not good for business.
These boats that were confiscated in the vicinity of Inagua with the illegal drugs, 40-footers and some cases 55-footers, during the last northwestern winds that came through, when there was some spill in the yacht basin, some oil spillage. At that time, all of those boats that were still afloat, well, two of them, one is broken up right at the dock where the mailboat needs to offload, and the other one, which was pulled outside earlier in an attempt to get it out, was moved back into the center of the yacht basin. So at this stage, the only docking facility that we have here to offload boats, and as well as to serve fuel to yachters who comes by to Inagua location as a port of entry, not able to get service.
Harris also feels that authorities need to identify a specific spot for such vessels.
One of the things that happen, there have to be some sort of protocol, and once your boat is or seized for drugs or whatever the reasons is, you need to have a protocol in place where you're going to put these boats, not just pull it right into the yacht basin and tie it up. That don't make no sense for us. And so I think protocol need to be in place, and the authorities need to determine, matter of fact, who's paying fees for the dockage. I mean, these boats when they're there anyway, you know what I'm saying? So there's no revenue be coming in, there's no sales and trade taking place. The way I see it, you need immediate attention.
And don't go away, Julian Gibson is up next with all the Carifta trial highlights.